All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are from. Welcome to the stream, short stream for this afternoon. I'm doing some testing. Yesterday when I was streaming, I had a crash. We were having problems checking points. Turns out, I don't know where it happened when I copied over my StreamerBot setup from Windows over to Linux for Streamer Up streamer bot.
Steve, someone has
Hello.
joined the chat on YouTube.
Welcome to my life.
What's up, Cyber Wolfie? How's things going? How's your uh entry into Linux further going further? I don't know. I can't talk today. I'm still a little bit out of it, speaking wise with the oral surgery that I had on Monday. So hopefully it doesn't affect the stream too much. No changes yet. Yeah, it's gonna be a in progress kind of thing. You'll learn more and more as it goes along. It can be, like I mentioned a couple times, it can be very aggravating getting into Linux, and especially on some systems. We hear all the time Linux works on everything, but it actually doesn't. I found out those myself, from like 4 different HPs that things will all install differently on them, the way maybe HP set their hardware up and all that stuff. And with my wife, I talked yesterday about my wife's little Asus Vivio book that, because it's got a eMMC on it. I think it's 64 gigs. It's about as large as the operating system or the hard drive is, and 4 gigs of RAM. It runs Windows 10, always has, but it can only have it for so much. All right. Now, all of a sudden, in front of me, I think I might have to upload the newest um, Social Stream Ninja and clean out the cache that I have for this because it's not working 100% right. Let's see. Send some emojis through. Yeah, those went through. Okay. Yes, I am. I don't switch around. Once I get on a system, I do not bounce around. I am on an Arch-based EndeavourOS on my Linux system, which I am right now. And then I am on Windows 11 on another hard drive. At one point, I had 3 or 4. I had Windows, and then I had a total of 3 Linux going. I had the older Pop OS and newer Pop OS and EndeavourOS. And now I'm just on a Windows 11 and EndeavourOS. I finished those distro hopping days long time ago. I don't have a need to check each new one out or what they've updated. And after a while, you may or may not. I've known people now for 10 years that, you know, one week, I'm tired of hopping. I am on this distro for forever. 3 to 4 weeks later, they're on another distro because it just a constant change because they either can't keep up with it or whatever. But it can be fun. It can be exasperating. It can be challenging. So know that, and try to have fun with it the best you can. I know it's aggravating. I don't think you've ever heard of any pros or cons of EndeavourOS. So EndeavourOS is an Arch-based system. EndeavourOS comes with its own installer. I believe they use the Calamares installer. And during the install, you have a choice of installing right from the download ISO, which I believe they go with KDE as their main. But if you go with the live install off the USB, you are then able to like go with any of, I think, up to 10 different desktops. I choose GNOME. It's what I'm used to, and it's what I like. Um, it's what some would call a vanilla Arch. They do not put a lot into it. They got some tools. They got a nice update tool. Um, Endeavor is only, it's not for the most gifted of Linux users, most talented, the most knowledgeable, but you should have a bit of knowledge of Linux and that, and of Arch, because if you started out with Ubuntu and go to Arch, there's a big difference between okay, so Debian, Ubuntu, Arch, Fedora based. They all have a different type of um, install. They have a different type of package manager. They have different philosophies. And Arch is made for those that tinker. The real big Arch people will say, well, you don't have Arch unless you install it from scratch. I don't care. That's all bullshit to me. And oh, well, you'll learn more about Linux if you use Arch. No, chances are, if you're going to install it from the wiki or whatever, you're going to copy and paste all the commands. You may want to learn what those commands do and what's going on. I honestly don't believe you will learn any more on Arch. You will learn to prepare things in a way better. So, the cons, it's not particularly for new users. I never thought that I would really be on an Arch-based system. I didn't want to deal with some of that stuff, but not had much problem with it. Updates can take a little bit longer. The way, especially if you like the OBS that I use, if that updates, it's not a quick update. It literally, I ran an update yesterday after the stream, and we are on OBS 3.1.2. I think it was on 3.1.1. There were some kind of updates. Titan is the guy that packages it for the AUR. It's the Titan build, which is pretty close to the Ubuntu build. And when OBS is updating, it takes about 20 minutes. So updates are not fast, but they're pretty thorough. And I've not had any real breakage yet, and I've actually been on Endeavor for about 2.5 years now. Oh, you are so wrong. Arch-based distros, their package manager, Pacman. You use Pacman, Octopi, and then there's the AUR. Yay! The AUR has everything. The problem with the AUR is other people package it for that, so there's a big caveat. So I only install things from kind of packagers in that not that I personally know them, but yeah, like Titan, he works he supplies support for the OBS Discord Linux forum, and I trust the stuff. And majority, he also will package a lot of the plugins up, so you can pretty much find everything on Arch. If it's not in Pacman, it's in the AUR. Cache, so now you get into Cache. I am not going to comment. I've not tried it. It's not what I want, the ability to change kernels and all that. I mean, it probably could do that on this. That's not my thing. It's designed or it's aimed at gamers. So if that's what you are, um, there's a lot of different setups, even though Cache is Arch based. And then you got Bazite, which is Fedora or RPM based. You gave it a try. Your gaming PC, it's here. It's very light, and yet it's also Arch based. Yeah, I mean, it's more customized than whereas Endeavor, it's a different audience. So Endeavor's more vanilla. I mean, it updates. I got the the latest NVIDIA kernel for a driver in that for Linux on it. Um, but for gaming and that, I'm catchy. I guess you can change kernels and then, which I don't get into. That's not my thing. Yeah, Cashy has most of your Arch-based distros will have a um, DE option, which is nice. And usually, when you're doing the live install, you got to make sure that you are on an Ethernet connection when you do install. That way, you can do that. But today I'm working on a couple of things. Just I did an update yesterday, and I've been doing some little changes, trying to add a little bit of like 3D-ish, like shadows and that on the bar down here, just kind of changing things up a little bit. I do that. I constantly learn, and then after a while, I change my whole setup. Like I gotta fix the text on the it's going off the screen a little bit. And then I was going to be working on trying to change my shout outs a little bit. I'm glad YouTube is going through. It wasn't going through the other day. Is installing drivers on Archbase maybe a little easier? I don't know. It depends. It depends on the distro and that. And you definitely need a greater, larger knowledge of commands, because the command line is your friend in Arch. And if you are not friendly with the command line, you are not going to have a good time on Arch. But either in the Arch wiki or there's just a huge, there's a plethora of information out there. You just plug it into DuckDuckGo or Google or whatever, and search, and you should be able, you'll find the commands that are needed. I don't, or I haven't had to do any driver installs except on the printer. Like Ubuntu-based systems are really good with printer, whether it's network and all that, because it uses like the way I think it sets up, it uses cups and that. But most Ubuntu-based systems will find your printer right away. On Arch, I did have to install. I have a brother printer. This guy's a brother printer here, and that was in the AUR, and I just installed the driver for that. Wi-Fi worked uh, pretty good out of the box. I didn't have to install anything in Wi-Fi on my laptops. I don't have Wi-Fi on my desktop. Um, yeah, I don't play around with like the drivers that much. I don't look for ways to customize my kernel. I don't look for ways to, if something's not working, I'll try to figure it out why. But now, if you went with straight up vanilla art, you do have to install a lot of stuff as you're going along. But Endeavor makes it pretty easy. They got a pretty good team behind them. Uh, and I will, just like MX Linux, they got a pretty good team behind them. There's a lot of information about it out there. Problem, like if you look up stuff on Ubuntu and that, sometimes it brings up stuff from 2011 or 2015, and it's like I'm asking it now, but I guess maybe that's me not being more thorough on my questioning when I'm looking for something and trying to get the right date on it. So let's see what I want to work on right now. So I might not be extremely talkative. I'm talking, I'm trying to fix things or check out things as I work. Because some of the stuff doesn't work or you can't really tell until you're online and streaming. Oh, I noticed my message. Let's see. Now playing. Ah, that's why I turned now playing off. There we go. That's playing. So wouldn't you like that um animated video that you did? Do you what programs do you do? What do you do that on? I did. I found it pretty funny, pretty cute. Very clever. All right. So, and I actually can't tell on my if I'm trying. I want to shout out. Like I always welcome. I have a
Steve, someone has joined the chat on Twitch.
Welcome, traveler.
welcome, traveler. Hello, Hans. Okay, so my notifications, my welcome to the stream are working. Um, but I want to like when certain streamers come in, the stream frozen, not right now. Yesterday it froze. It just might be the way I'm standing here and yeah, yesterday you could test this out. See if my points command works. I did find out that I was missing a DLL for the setup. And no, it's still not working. Because it should give you what you have. I know, let's see. And I know the setup I got going right. I don't. Have you guys look at what I'm looking at that way? Oh. Actually, I want to fix something that's bothering me. There we go. It's more centered. But I added, what happened yesterday is I didn't realize I had a command already in there for it. And for some reason, when I added the command to StreamerBot, I don't know if it was a bottle situation or that, but the whole PC, OBS, YouTube Music, StreamerBot, Touch Portal, and Social Stream Ninja all just everything just froze. Nothing worked. I couldn't get into TTS or anything. So I was at the end. I had to pick up my son anyways, but I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. That's the fun part about streaming. Shit happens. So I have shout out commands that I use on Twitch and YouTube. I got one set up. Twitch is real easy because the API is open and grabbing the information is pretty decent. It worked. It worked.
Steve,
the Twitch one
someone
worked.
has joined the chat on Twitch.
Welcome to the party, Pat.
And it goes twice. Oh, I didn't want it to go twice. Hey, DJ. What's up, my friend? All right. So I know I've been waiting for someone. I added some streamers into a list. So, but that's quite a few messages that go out. Just yeah, I'm chilling. I'm listening to some Bodines. We got Bodines going live today from their 2016 concert. That's one of my favorite bands. Boys from Wisconsin. Although they split up, there was a big split up. Yes. But why is it grabbing the message too?
Steve, someone has joined the chat on Twitch.
Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party.
All right. I don't want it to go off twice. And there's Cody.
Steve, someone has joined the chat on YouTube.
Welcome to my stream.
Hello, Cody. Well, good. I now I know. So that Twitch shout out's working good. I wanted to shout out certain streamers, and I want to then further set it up for special followers and subscribers and all that. And I'm trying to do it myself. I'm not using anybody else's thing. So Twitch was pretty easy, but I don't know why it's grabbing for the shout out. from, or it also grabbed the text from DJ's message and Nova's message, which is not quite a bad idea for an accidental thing. But I'm doing fine, Nova. It's the swelling slowly going down. Um, but it's still pretty raw. Eating, I gotta eat like soft, mushy food, like an old man, you know. So like and things can't be really warm. Like I have to drink room temperature coffee, and I can't have anything extremely cold yet. So what they did was I had a small wisdom tooth that didn't grow up; it was growing into my jaw. I don't know how that works. So they had to pull that out, and then they had a, I don't know what they used to graft in um, the hole, but they were going to do some kind of a bone graft. I don't know what they used. I have no idea. It could be a chip. I could be chipped. But that's cool. So I have this is my auto shout out for Twitch. Kind of based on my regular shout out. But I think. So the message should be a shout out to, and then the username. Oh, why is that raw input? So that's the problem. That's why it's giving me that. So that should be username. So that's why that's doing that. But then let's see, sending out too many messages. So this chat message. Yeah, so I'm doing okay. It's you know, I like I said, it's just a little bit swollen and raw. I moving the jaw a lot, you know. I guess I gotta keep it going. Oh, so yeah, okay. So it was sent out. Say hello to how are you feeling? And check them out at Twitch TV. How are you feeling? Okay, so that's because um so we need to change this Twitch message to, I think I could probably just put user, but I think because they have username up above. I know there are several YouTuber, or not YouTubers, streamer bot people out there that have made these shout outs. Um, but I think it's just always better or to try to do it yourself. I might not look as fancy as some. I like mine. Should be sending that with the bot account. So DJ, you just doing a lot of chilling today? Saw you over on good old finite singularity. Okay. So let's see. So first words, the way I got it set. So I have like myself and my two bots, Siri bot. I have where it won't trigger first words messages, and they're in that user group, ignored users. Then I created two user groups. I created one for Twitch and one for YouTube, and I just called it Auto SO Twitch for Auto Shout Out Twitch. So the true action, it should just go here. Oh, I think I know why. So if the bots come through break, no, because if I add break in the false, it should just go to the auto. Oh, I think I wait. No, that's right. I got that right. So if you're not in my auto shout out Twitch group, it should just go and then continue like we saw with Hans CTT when he came in. And then if it is a streamer, which I added to my auto shout out, it should come up with like with Nova and DJ, but not with the message. So I fixed that. But for some reason, it's doing the shout out, but then it's going to it's also continuing on and doing the rest of the actions. Although I wonder if I should make everything below below false result. I just make this all say call it first word Twitch action, and then the first words trigger should just have uh, if it's ignored user, it just doesn't send a message at all. And if it's not in the ignored user list, it should go to if it's in auto Twitch, it should go to action, and then I would then take this group and add that to the false action. I sometimes do, but I'm listening to the Bodines right now, just chilling out. Do, do, These guys were really popular in the mid 90s, late 80s to mid 90s. Um, good what I guess is normally called Americana. Had a big following from Wisconsin and all that. Yeah, Gary Moore's okay. But I'm in a Bodine's kind of mood today. Let's see. Because I think by having this set up without the rest of this action in separate and added it to the false resort, it's just continually playing again, so that shout out gets not only I can't think straight today. There's a welcome to the stream and a shout out, but I want them separate because I want to build off of that. Let's see. Is Steve full of it? And the answer is better not tell you now. See, I mean, I have a hard time kind of keeping up with what I do. I can't imagine with your setup how you keep up with all the animation and who builds. Do you do all your animation too? Do you do all your own stuff? Do you do all your own stuff? So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try this. I'm going to split it up. So I'm going to duplicate this action. And I'm going to call it first words Twitch action. Very clever, huh? And then in the Twitch action, I'm just going to leave these. And I'm going to remove these and then add this first word Twitch. Oh, your shout outs, all your videos. You have all these videos. Your transitions, your DJ 506, your DJ 506 crew. Um, you're you're pretty far up there. I admire what you do, and I want to steal it all, but all right. So I don't want this to be triggered. So let's remove this trigger from the copy here. All right. So now this is going to be the fun part. I don't know. The one bad thing I think on StreamerBot is you can't copy a bunch of lines and delete them. Whether you're doing Control or Shift, it you got to do them one at a time. That bites. I hope I'm doing this right because I don't want to delete all the sub actions. I don't know how many times I've missed that and deleted them. Oh, okay. I'm just an idiot. Don't mind me. So now false results. So first words will trigger it. Will look through my ignored users. Then I'll go and look for my uh, the people I added to my auto shout out, and then I'm going to add um, core actions, run action, and then the first word, Twitch action. So now this is this. So in here, I can now delete these, right? Because I don't want this duplicated. So here's my shout out for Twitch. It's okay. You were doing it a hard way for a long time. You just recently discovered that you can hit the delete key. You know, it's the simple shit. You know, it's like, my God, you know, you don't. I I always make things more complicated. So now I have my auto shout out Twitch and my first word. So my first words should come in, and we'll see if I did this right when someone else comes in. I guess I could reset first words. So we'll look through my ignored users, which will break if they find an ignored user. If there's no ignored user, we'll then go look in my user groups for my auto Twitch shout out. If it's true and they're in there, it'll go to the auto shout out. If it's false, it will go to just the first words action. So, you know, like I add streamers, and then I'm going to create another one for the special people, the subscribers and things like that as I go along. The harder part is with YouTube. And I probably should create my own group for these, change the group for them. So that way I have them in one setup instead of spread out like this. I'll go to edits. I can change, add a call it first words shout out. I can spell. Try to keep it more organized. so they're closer together. Okay. So this will help me keep them. Keep it more organized. And I am not the best organizer. I am the worst namer. Ow! That's me, buddy. Keep all this stuff together. When I first started, when installed StreamerBot on Linux in Wine, we weren't able to do this. But when Nate redid version 1, whatever he did in Wine now, or actually, well, Bottles is a version of Wine. I'm able to do this. Because it was hard to keep it organized with his other setup. All right. And I'm going to send it. So one of the things too about shout outs and the difference between shout outs in Twitch and shout outs in YouTube, you can only shout out if you set up a shout out in YouTube. Well, if you set up a shout out, you got a shout out for Twitch. That person does not have to be in the in your chat or on your stream to be shout out. But in YouTube they do. So I don't know if you've ever seen the streamer Bearded Ink. He does a question and answer, and he's pretty knowledgeable. He helped me set up this YouTube shout out configuration. I think I just got these numbered wrong, but it doesn't matter. So actually, it's number 2 that's actually should be number 1. So I grabbed this information from YouTube and I make them global variables. And in my global variables, these are all my YouTube people. So it's grabbing their name, their where their channel picture is, and their and their YouTube ID. So if I need that. So if I want to do, if they're not, if they're in my, if they have been in my chat before, this has grabbed them. And if we're talking about someone, like if I do a regular shout out, we'll say I'll do a shout out for Boom So Much. I have a specific SOYT. It's not very forgiving. You have to spell it like I'll do a Boom So Much. I got to do it just like this. If I do it lowercase or anything like that, if he doesn't have lowercase, it's not going to work. But I don't have to do the, so this should work in YouTube. There we go. So I got that set up so I can do a shout out for someone not in my chat from YouTube. If before you know you can't do that like you can on Twitch. So that was a nice setup he helped me with. So let me just group those. I hope that makes sense. Did that make sense? Did I my I'm an old guy. I don't explain things well. But I want to put these all in my hold you tonight. Okay, so now I have all these first words. That way I can fix these instead of bouncing around. Okay, it's something different. All right. So the auto shout out in Twitter, I don't or for YouTube, I don't need my shout out actions unless I want to use the pictures. Although we'll see. I have to wait to see if someone comes in from Twitch or from YouTube to see if this will work right. I know I can simplify it. I know I can just set up a message, but I want to do it differently. Like Lifesaver, he kind of has it. I know he does a welcome, and then he's been building up a special user group, which each with their own song when they come into his chat. Kind of the same principle. So what I
Steve,
have to do.
someone has joined the chat on YouTube.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Thanks for going over to YouTube. But do you have content on YouTube? Because I don't have you in my special list on YouTube. Do you have a YouTube channel? If you don't, you're not that special. I know you can't play any of your DJ stuff there. But thank you for trying to help me out. I appreciate it. All right, so now I have to you have vids, you wouldn't actually call it content. All right, so now I got my first words action for Twitch. My auto shout out then goes with my first words. So my first words are this. So let me duplicate this. Oh, the first words, YouTube action. Probably should name it something else, but I think I'll get the gift. Then on first words, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. First words Twitch, so I want it to look like the same for YouTube. So then we're going to delete all these. Yeah, I'll just go from the bottom up, huh? Now on YouTube action, I want to delete these because I'll have them in my first words. And then for false results, I want to add a core actions, run action, and then first words YouTube action. Okay. And I don't think I need this. So hold on, let me go into my viewers and then add you to the auto shout out YouTube. Let me add a test trigger to reset my first words. All right, on YouTube, DJ, send me another message. And we'll see if that works. If I don't did it right.
Steve, someone has joined the chat on YouTube.
Welcome to my stream.
Okay, so it didn't run shout out.
Steve, someone has joined the chat on YouTube.
Welcome. Hey, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Why did it? I didn't send anything. Oh, what did I fuck up now? Okay, first words YouTube. Auto shout out YouTube. Because it's not grabbing. So I think it will, if first words will grab my ass. No, first words will grab username from YouTube also. But what I may need to do is like Twitch. If I take out, because this is specific, this is grabbing from my global variables. I don't need that technically with first words. I think I may be able to get away with for this username, but then after that, I may need to bring, if I want to get, I think once they're in there, like I said, I'm probably fucking making this more complicated than I need to. But that's me. That's me. Oh, fuck! God damn!
Steve, someone has joined the chat on YouTube.
Welcome to my life.
But now it's not ignoring my bots. What? What was the message to YouTube? Didn't send a message to YouTube, it just sent it to Twitch. Because you went back to Twitch. That was right. Okay. You went back to Twitch because I reset it. All right. It wasn't YouTube. Ah! 'Cause I don't know if I'll need to set up arguments once I get this shout out action set up. Where it's grabbing my raw input. So it's getting my global variable and my user ID and user image. Oh, wait. And there is my son. Okay. All right. I'm going to finish this up for now. And I'll probably be on in a couple hours, about 6 o'clock, about 6:30, and I'll continue working on this. I think I know what I might need to do for YouTube. Oh, well. All right, everybody. Thanks for helping me out. for the short stream today. Say goodbye. Let's see how it messed up my. Oh, now the tablet stopped working. No, I don't want. All right. All right, my friends. I will be on later this evening to continue with this exciting setup. I want to get this working. I think I'm on the right track. I should be lazy and just grab someone else's. Yeah, I want to do this. All right. So today we worked on some fixing some things, trying to make things look pretty. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, Cyberwolf. Thank you, Hans. Thank you, Nova. Thank you, Cody. And then my boss. Why did my boss go in there? Man, probably don't have this set up right. Yeah, quite a bit. But a bit too much. Later.